Hi everyone, John Mitchell here, Mayor of New Bedford, and this is another installment of the Mayor's Weekly Update. So first thing today is something that people have been talking about a lot in the news, and that is the fate of the Star Store downtown. For a long time, of course, it has been the home of the College of Visual and Performing Arts of UMass Dartmouth. It is the successor to the Swain School of Design, which has been in the city for decades, almost 100 years. And last month, UMass Dartmouth announced abruptly that it would be closing the Star Store and moving all the pieces over to the campus. And so the main campus in North Dartmouth. This was very disappointing, to say the least, and something that I wish that I had been made aware of long before, because I think we could have figured out a way to move things forward. It's a long soap opera. Now that they've pulled the plug on the campus, we have to figure out a way to plug it back in. So I just want people to know that as we look at this matter, I do not consider it to be a done deal. We are working very hard, including with the governor's office, to understand what our options are and how we can get things back on track in some form. So I just wanted to speak to that, because I think a lot of folks are wondering, like, what's next, and I'm not ready to move on to Plan B yet. As I said, it would have been much better had the city been brought into this at an earlier point. That's water under the bridge now. We got to figure out how to fix it, and that's what I'm trying to do. A couple of other things, of course. There are lots of events this weekend. I just wanted to flag this for people. It sounds like the weather's going to be pretty good this weekend, and there are lots of events going on, recurring events, but all really popular ones. There is Oktoberfest that's happening down the waterfront, as well as Chowderfest. You'll see the signs up. Take a look at the websites. You'll see all that happening. Those are always good events down at Pier 3. There's the Central American Festival over at Riverside Park in the North End. That had been postponed a couple of weeks ago because of the hurricane. It's back on now, so hopefully we'll see people out there, as I anticipate we will. And then there's just lots of high school sports games, and it's this time of year I usually encourage people to get out and support your local high school teams. We're a region that doesn't have a professional sports team. Yes, I know they're in Boston, but we're not Boston. We don't have a major college sports team. So what we have here is a rich tradition of high school sports. And so I just encourage everybody to get on out there and just support, even if you don't have support them, even if you don't have a kid out there. It's always great to be out there and cheer them on. The last thing I'll just say is we have an election coming up, and it's been a very sleepy election season. I encourage people to get out there. It's really important to vote. Our voting totals, our turnout has been very low in recent years. That's of concern for lots of reasons, not the least of which is that when I go to the state and ask for money or support for things, sometimes it is just a political numbers game. If it looks like people here aren't going to vote, it puts, frankly, less pressure on state and federal officials to actually deliver goods to us. And so I think there are lots of reasons to vote, too many to talk about here, of course, but that's one big reason that's really come to the fore in recent years. So we want to get those turnout numbers up. Tuesday, October 3rd is the preliminary municipal election. We hope to see people out there. There's also early voting as well leading up to that point. Check the city's website for that information, but please do get out to vote and bring 2 friends with you. With all that, this has been the Mayor's Weekly Update. We'll see you next week.